If you're thinking of jumping into the world of paid ads for your business, then be sure to watch today's video where we are outlining the different things that you should keep in mind before you start paying for traffic. Let's get right into it. If you're new here, my name is Liz and I help business owners use digital media to build their business faster. Be sure to subscribe so that you never miss any of my future content. Now, it's a very common thing for business owners to start wondering when they should start paying for paid advertising. This means Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube ads, and all of the sort like that. Now, it's very natural to want to dump money into ads right away because you might be thinking that you'll start getting tons of eyeballs on your content and everything is going to be smooth sailing from there. But in fact, many people make the mistake of putting a lot of money into ads before they're actually ready. So we're going to talk about what some of those scenarios are so you can make a decision for yourself. Let's get right into it. The first thing for you to know is that you should only start paying for ads once you are sure that people are willing to buy your product or service without the ads. Now, if strangers won't buy anything organically off you, they're not going to buy anything magically just because you've now interrupted their Facebook scrolling so that you can put an ad in front of them. It is really important to make sure that you have validated your offer and that there is actually interest in that from people who are just randomly bumping into you on the internet. That means your social media content, your website content, your email marketing, this is all going out to cold and warm leads. And if you are not seeing any sales from all of that yet, then that means that there is still something left in your messaging that hasn't really connected yet with your client. That's why they're not biting and jumping at your offer. Consider that paid ads are kind of like a magnifying glass. They just magnify whatever is already existing. So that means if you're already not making a lot of sales from DMs or emails or referrals or social media, then putting ads into it is just going to continue to aggravate that problem and not bring you any other results. So once you are confident that you can actually put things out on your website and your social content and get strangers to raise their hand to you and say, yes, I want to buy this thing, that's when you know that you have a winning offer that could be supplemented by ads. So this really means that you should be getting at least 5 to 10 customers who are interested in your offer organically before you start putting money into ads. Once you know that you can actually put this thing in front of people and that they will raise their hand to it, even if they are cold traffic or just slightly warm traffic, that's when you can be sure that using ads to just get more visibility to it will actually help you to convert at a higher rate. The next thing to keep in mind is that ads are actually a scaling tool. It is the right tool to use once you understand that your thing that you have is going to sell and you have a price for that thing and you know how much money you have available in your budget to be able to market that using ads. All of those numbers and that economics needs to make sense. Too many people are putting money into paid ads without actually crunching the numbers first and analyzing the data. It's really important to know when somebody sees your offer, how many of those people are actually seeing it, and out of that number, how many finally end up buying. That's your conversion rate. Similarly, if you put an ad in front of somebody, how many of those people see it and how many of them buy it? When you start looking at these numbers is when you will understand that you might actually be paying a lot of money in ad fees just to acquire one new customer. So there's a limited lifespan to be able to do that. If you continue at that type of pace, then you will soon see that it is costing you more money than you are actually making in profit from these people. So this is the economics of scaling ads. Ads are not something that typically a business owner should be using right at the forefront of their business. First, you should be working organically just to make sure that you have everything in front of you that will actually appeal to an audience. Once you know that that is the case, that's when you can crunch some numbers, do a little bit of testing, and see how much you have to pay in ad fees to acquire even a single customer, and then see whether those numbers make sense to you. The next thing to think about is your existing success rate with cold and warm audiences. Cold audiences are the toughest to convert because they don't know you at all. They're just randomly scrolling on the internet and come past your thing and may or may not decide to stop the scroll and look deeper into it. Warm audiences, on the other hand, at least have bumped into you a few times. They might already be following your account, so they know you exist and they know what your product is. So consider for yourself whether you are actually successfully selling to that warm audience. If they are not already actively buying from you, even though they are a warm audience, then consider how much success you might have if you put money into paid ads to put it in front of a cold audience. They're even less likely to buy from you. So this means you really have to look and see how much success you are already having with warm audiences to just gauge for yourself whether it's going to get any better or not, probably not, with cold audiences. Another thing for you to consider is that your sales process should be smooth without you chasing people down before you start ads. Now, if every single sale that you make requires that you spend days emailing this person back and forth, or you spend days sitting in your DMs messaging them back and forth, then ads are going to bury you, my friend. You are never going to be able to keep up with any volume of traffic in case your ads actually do well. There's a chance that your ads will do well and all of a sudden you'll get a ton of traffic. So if your sales system is not smooth and seamless, then you are going to end up as the bottleneck there. You won't be able to keep up with all of these new numbers of people that you have to constantly be messaging and corresponding back and forth with. So instead of that, first make sure that your process for getting sales is very smooth. Ask yourself whether you can go on vacation for a week and still make sales. If you can't, then ask yourself what you're going to do once you start paying for ads and people are messaging you and emailing you all the time. A customer should be able to see your ad and then book or buy your thing without too many more steps that actually require you or that don't require you to now convince that person to buy. This is what you want to really get as clean and moving along like a well-oiled machine long before you run ads. That way, you are now using ads as a scaling tool, as we mentioned later, just to increase the number of sales and visibility and overall conversions that are coming in. And the last thing that I want to consider is that you should start running ads when you are ready to lose some money, all in the name of data. The whole goal of ads really is learning, not short-term winning. So the platform that you are running these ads on, it actually takes some time for those platforms and their algorithms to understand what is the content that you want in this ad and who's the right person to show it to. There's no magic button or magic switch. Even for Facebook advertising, which is the hugest machine beast of ads anywhere in any social platform, it still takes time. If you are going to be in a situation where you put $100 into ads and you make 0 sales, but you are an emotional mess, then ads are not the right thing for you. Instead, you have to put some money into testing different types of ads, different types of graphics, different video ads, different captions in the ads, different targeting options, different audiences. All of this has to be tweaked. You will find like some combinations work really well, some combinations give you no success, but you're only going to understand that as you are putting money into ads. Once you keep tweaking and find a winning combination, that's when you can actually put a few more dollars into ads and gain some more benefit from it. Remember, paid ads don't create demand. They only amplify what's already working. So your steps should be to get proof, get your sales, and then start pouring some fuel on that fire. Otherwise, my friends, you will be putting a lot of money into ads and then wasting that money that you could have spent for other things and then feeling really demotivated about it when you haven't actually fixed any of the leaks in the funnels that would have solved this problem in the first place. So if you like this video, I hope that you will give it a like, share it off with one of your friends. Don't forget to subscribe because every single Tuesday, I bring you a new video teaching you how you can use digital media to build your business faster. So until next time, take care.